All right, we are live back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith, and Richie is with us tonight. How we going? How's it going, guys?
Going
Good,
great.
man.
Football
It's going
Saturday.
good. Yep. Football Saturday. Got a lot to talk about. A lot of good games. Got Richie hopping on. Got the trio together. It's going well, man. I've had a great Saturday. My daughter scored a hat trick this morning in her soccer game, and
Awesome.
hey, this is a great little Saturday. How about you guys?
Great. Can't complain. Got my morning pump in. Went to my in-laws for my wife's birthday celebration with her family. Made it back in time to hop on here with the boys.
Hell yeah, man. Good shit, Duke. What have you been up to?
I did a little barbecuing this afternoon and watched watched some football, and that's about it. Slow moving over here. Um,
Taking it easy, man.
yeah, so I guess we'll maybe recap a little bit last night. I don't know for how many people out there watched. The Oregon Ducks put it all over Purdue last night, 35-0. The game was never really in jeopardy, I thought. Um,
Mhm.
Next game of interest, BYU survives Oklahoma State and Ollie Gordon, which that game went
Yeah.
down to the wire.
That game was interesting. I watched the end of that game. Ollie Gordon had like what 4 touchdowns in that game or something. I mean, he
Yeah,
went
the
off.
last two times that Ollie Gordon has played BYU, he's got like almost 9 or 10 touchdowns against them. So he kind of
Yeah,
won.
I think he had 8, and I think he got another one. So I think he's up to 9, which is like the most touchdowns, second most touchdowns any single person has scored against BYU in their career, which is crazy. But BYU, it was in Provost, so there was a lot of soaking going on after that game, and everybody was real happy about the Mormons pulling out the W there. It was a fun game to watch. It was actually entertaining, which can't be said about Oregon Purdue because Purdue is hot garbage.
Yes,
I was
and
what I was watching that game, hoping for Purdue to have some fight in them to
No,
make it at least competitive. And boy, I was
not even
wrong.
a little, not even a little bit. And I thought they might. Well, here's what it is: Ohio State fans got my hopes up because they're so used to Purdue or Iowa or somebody like that being just this like devil thorn in their side that everybody's like, oh, going to West Lafayette at night after a big win over Ohio State. This is the type of game Purdue wins. And then when I looked at it, I was like, there's no way Purdue wins this game. Like Purdue is garbage. I watched Notre Dame beat them 66-3. Like I know what Purdue is. But I got my hopes up and I watched maybe 5 minutes of that game and went, nope, this isn't going to happen.
yeah, I watched about 30 seconds of it, and it was 14-0 right off the rip. Real quick, the last game that was of interest on Friday was the Florida State Seminoles losing to the Duke Blue Devils, the first time in school history since Florida State has joined the ACC and playing Duke on the reg. They have won. So this
Yeah,
is
I,
first
I,
time in
I
my first time in my lifetime that they have won. So
it's beyond bad at Florida State. I mean, it is so bad that I don't. I mean, you can't fire Norvell. Like he just can't fire him. I guess, but it I want to. If I was a Florida State fan, I'd want to. Like this is embarrassing.
Closet UM fan, is there something we don't know about you, Duke?
no, there is nothing that I've. It's full disclosure here. This is just a hat. I decided to go neutral. I have a red hoodie on with a yellow hat. Not
Is
not not maize, but So I guess I'll just buzz these scores real quick, and then we'll get to the topic du jour. Maryland comes back and beats USC. USC had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. Lincoln Riley, don't know if he's even going to get on the team playing. Baylor.
Yeah. Real quick on that USC, I think the most interesting thing to me is I think USC and Oklahoma both kind of wish that they didn't switch conferences. Like, neither one of them were ready for this level up in conferences. Now, Oregon and Texas, they came into their respective conferences ready to go, and they both might win the conference their first year. But man, USC and Oklahoma, whew, they look like they are completely outmatched. I mean, that's a bad Maryland team.
Yeah, I think they're like lost out there. Like, this is what we signed up for.
Yeah, it's not.
I did steal that from Zach, by the way. He did say that earlier. Credit where credit's due.
Yes. Yeah, I think USC is they are circling the drain. Somehow, the travel did not bother UCLA today because they ended up beating Rutgers by a field goal. So that is a thing of note. Baylor decides to have their offense show up today. They beat Texas Tech. Miami gets I don't know if you would call it a thriller. I think they have massive issues on defense. And then Alabama, a lot to be made about the closing couple of drives in that game. Some people want to debate it, but I would like to know what your play call is for 4th and 22 or 4th and 26 or 3rd and 20. I would really curious on that.
Let me just go ahead and tell you, there isn't a play call on the play sheet for that play. There's not one. That's why they ran a screen pass that they knew wasn't going to get 22 yards. So I don't know why you even run it. It makes no sense. Debate it. Go debate a wall, but it makes no sense. You're down 4. You have all 3 timeouts, almost 2 minutes to go. You're on your own 18. You punt the ball. That's what you do. I understand that. Oh, but what if we convert? Well, you're not going to. Like, there's literally no 0.1% chance. Yeah, and
this is.
I would rather. Yeah, exactly. Like, even Patrick Mahomes would punt the ball there.
Yeah, it was a lose-lose. There's a lot of things that are going to get taken, and over-analyzed. I'm sure there's every Bama podcast in the world right now absolutely melting. I'm smell smoke from
and let me just tell you, like, the analytics say to punt it there. Like, there's no statistical reason to go for it there. Like, you can say he went for it because he goes by his gut or whatever. Okay, well, that's just a bad decision. But if you say, well, field position doesn't matter, this doesn't matter, X, Y, and Z, I'm telling you right now, the statistics, the analytics, everything that there is that you could point to says punt the ball. And I'm not saying they would have won the game. Clearly, they could have forced a 3 and out, got the ball back, and Jalen Milroe throws a pick just like he did, and then you lose anyways. But I'm telling you, statistically, you have a better chance of winning if you punt it. That's just
pin him deep, and like you said, pin him deep. Try and force a 3 and out, get the ball back, at least get some decent field position with that punt return if you can.
Yeah.
Or you can even like set up a right return and let plug with an 8 and get a decent comeback.
Well, you're hosed anyway. You're hosed anyway because the field, the way the field flip is at that point, because you would have needed at least a first down to at least have an attempt to try to flip the field. But
the field position, irregardless of field position, you need a 3 and out. Either way, even if you go for it, you need a 3 and out. But if you go for it and you don't get it, which is statistically most probable thing, like it's not 50-50, it's 99-1, then they statistically have a great shot at getting a field goal because they're already in field goal range. Mm-hmm. And then you're down 7 and you have to score a touchdown, kick the extra point, make it, and you still have to force a 3 and out either way. I would rather force the 3 and out deeper in their territory, get the ball back, and go from there. playing the odds there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean the timeout situation was tough, and especially being under 2 minutes, it's you've put yourself into that boat. But I'm gonna
Mm.
just buzz these real quick.
Yep.
Clemson rolls.
Mhm.
Notre Dame rolls. Georgia Tech, no Hayes King, not very good
No.
today for Tech. A&M beats State. Indiana takes Nebraska to the woodshed. So Matt Rule, that is a long way back to Nebraska. Auburn blows a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter.
Oh, shit.
So Hugh Freeze is getting a lot of questions. Army completely takes apart East Carolina. Charlotte gets destroyed. Wisconsin.
Army and Navy, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I
Those,
love it.
those were not on my bingo card this year, and Notre Dame plays both of them, and that's going to be – those are the two toughest games Notre Dame has left.
Yeah, those are going to be two dogfights for sure.
Yeah, the Northwestern Wisconsin, that was an absolute snoozer, boring game. It looks like Northwestern's playing their home games at a high school field.
Yes.
The pro football stadium where they play high school games in your hometown, Richie, looks better than what they're doing in Evanston right now.
Yes, Fawcett is a beautiful stadium if anybody's ever been there. It is like having a mini high school or mini NFL stadium in your backyard.
For sure.
And then we roll UCLA, puts one on Rutgers. So I believe this is their first Big Ten conference win.
Yeah, got one.
Yeah, they got one. Arizona State, the Fighting Jeff Sims come out, and Jeff Sims does Jeff Sims things, and then we have the Raging Cajuns taking on Coastal. Took the over in that game, and that hit.
There you go.
So the Cajuns win that one. South Carolina, Oklahoma. I wasn't expecting South Carolina to score 35 points, but that was also a snoozer. Oklahoma has major issues on offense. Central versus Eastern. Eastern won. Great. Didn't watch it. Temple.
What state? Is that Michigan?
Yeah. Temple. Temple, Tulsa, didn't watch it. Temple gets the win. Cal, NC State, that game was really close. I didn't really tune into that. I'll have to maybe rewatch that. Houston gets their doors blown off. Hawaii gets their doors blown off.
A lot of people getting doors blown off. A lot of hurricanes going on or something, huh?
Well, yeah.
Well, I would consider 42-14 a absolute shellacking.
I was at a game that ended up pretty similar score. I think it was 41-14 and right around 2007 in Tempe, Arizona. And I would say that the team with 14 got their doors blown off. That's true.
Yes. After that, it's a lot of group of five. Tulane struggled today for some strange reason. They looked really out of sync on offense, especially at home. The outside of that, Colorado is probably the last game of note. James Madison takes one on the face, big time. We got Arizona, Colorado. Colorado puts it on them. So that is that, and then the live stuff we got going on right now. LSU, Arkansas, Vandy, Ball State, real barn burner.
We got a field goal battle going on right. Well, Iowa's about to attempt it,
and then Iowa Iowa, Michigan State.
Oh, laces were in.
Ooh, that's a tough miss. Kentucky, Florida is getting ready to, I believe, is kicked off.
There we go, Cats. Let's go.
And then probably the biggest game of the night, Georgia, Texas is still scoreless. But let's talk about the Michigan Wolverines. And
I mean, that's
race.
Yeah, I mean, we dove into this a little bit this week, and I wanted to pick Illinois. I didn't think it was actually going to happen. Like, when you looked at it, Illinois sucked defending the run. Like, their run defense is not good, but somehow they were able to stop Michigan today for the most part. And Michigan is just so inept on offense. Like, I don't get it. Like, how can you be even a remotely Power 4 school and be that inept where you can't even throw? Like, I know Jack Tuttle ended up throwing for 200 yards, but he started the day like 3 of 14 for 11 yards. Like, you can't be that bad. It's literally almost impossible. Like,
running those bubble screens. Running those bubble screens for 2 yards.
It's just so embarrassing. And then on top of that, he's out. Sorry. On top of that, like, their defense was okay. I don't know, man. It just, something's wrong in Michigan. And I looked at their schedule. It's not good. If they don't beat Michigan State and Northwestern, I don't know if they're going to be bowl eligible.
Well, here's a fun fact about Illinois was 9 of 18 for 80 yards and beat them today.
Yeah, right. Like, it's not like they were torching them. 9 of 18, 50%, 80 yards. He did throw a touchdown, which is something that Michigan can't say. And they only ran the ball for 187 yards. It's not like they were killing them on the ground even. They averaged 4.9 yards a rush. Like, Michigan's just so bad on offense that they can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not shocked the under hit, by like 20 some odd points, but it, the 3 turnovers, and I mean, one of the bigger takeaways that I have from this is that, Michigan lost to the team with the worst uniforms worn in college football in the last 15 years.
I liked them. I thought they were pretty slick. Paying homage to Red Grange. I don't know if many people know who Red Grange is, but he's one of the big former Chicago Bears. I think he was in the 1963 class of the charter class of the Hall of Fame, and they got like a big wax figurine of him at the Hall of Fame. It's kind of creepy, but I liked them. I think they were cool.
Yeah, I mean, they look real bad. Like, the helmets are just gross.
Yeah.
Of course you did, Richie. You're into that shit.
Oh, of course I am. I love the aesthetics.
Well, the first 247 Bama post has from the message board, and this is in, I quote, it says DeBoer equals Brian Harsin is the topic of the thread.
Goof.
And it says, need to fire this dude ASAP, one-hit wonder with the Georgia game, and almost blew that one. He's going nowhere with this team or any future team. Washington being successful is looking like just luck.
I don't know if that's a little harsh. I don't know if I'd call it luck.
But I had a feeling. What's that? Is that their third loss? Second loss.
Yeah.
Well, Bama fans, they're going to be pitchforks and fire torches at the athletic complex, calling for his head because they've lost 2 games already.
Another one. This is embarrassing. I don't have any faith in this team anymore.
These people, pump the brakes. It's only
And then it is title of this thread is "He is a loser. He is a loser."
It's I mean, okay, all right. I don't hate it, honestly. Fuck him. I was rooting for Tennessee. I love to see Bama struggle. It's awesome. I hope Tennessee loses to Georgia because I hate Tennessee too.
Ooh, that's not good. Not good, Carson. Here another thread that's been updated. Ha ha ha. Go fuck yourself, Milrow.
Jeez. God almighty.
Oh man. I mean,
and then
okay.
somebody else put they should play in a stadium that's half full next week. No one should be excited about this team and no one should support them. And then somebody else commented under it and said, boycott this trash. We are talking about
I thought Ohio State fans were spoiled. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, Bama fans are more than spoiled. But to be fair, he went 25 of 45. So not a very good completion percentage. 239 and threw 2 picks.
A little you'll take some pleasure in this. A little USC update. Lincoln Riley is done is the name of this thread. It is now just a matter of when, not if guessing, we will have to wait 2 years for the AD to pull the trigger. A lot of people are posting pictures of Clay Helton.
God damn. Brutal. Now, can we also talk about the fact that they ran the ball 33 times for 64 yards?
Yards a pop.
Mean, 1.9 yards per carry. That's terrible. Jalen Milrow, 14 carries for 11 yards. Woo.
What do you think? What do you think of this, Carter?
I mean, it's hard to argue it didn't. It's hard to argue against it at this point. Michigan's absolute trash as soon as Connor Stallions left.
Yeah,
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't say they also lost like 75 super seniors. They lost their entire coaching staff. I know there's more to it, but it is just a bit ironic that Connor Stallions gets caught last year, and this year they might not make a bowl game.
The offensive numbers go in the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, it just and it's not even close.
From another thing, because I don't know if I'll maybe get copyright or something about this because I'm reading it live on the YouTube. A Michigan fan says, "Has a coach ever just quit?"
I mean, yeah, that's happened, but
he's gonna come in Monday like, guys, I'm done. I can't take it anymore.
Well, I just want him to cry, like just cry in your post game press conference. Let's get it over with. Let's get some tears out. Really get everybody amped up.
It says, has anyone coach ever realized that they're just in above their heads at this game? Instead of taking the money, just quit for the good of the program. The name of this thread is We Are Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video. Maybe this will make the boosters and admin. It just that's not.
Yeah,
I don't want to read.
Can we all just agree that Michigan fans, like, it's okay.
It's okay.
Like, it's okay. It's okay to admit that you guys cheated to get your national championship. It happened. That's fine. You guys won it on the field. You were the best team. I get it. But just accept the fact that you cheated. It worked. Your team left. Your coaches left. Sherrone Moore's a joke. and now you're gonna suck for a couple years at least.
We got we got this one. Team went from national champs to potential cellar dwellers in one season.
Yeah, it's. I honestly can't think of a time it's happened. Like LSU is the closest thing.
I think Auburn too.
Auburn, yeah.
Well, the difference between what Freeze is doing is Freeze is doing a total complete, full like fire sale rebuild, kind of like what Cignetti's doing at Indiana. But see, the difference between Cignetti and everybody at Indiana is that he went and got what was it? He went and got, brought 12 JMU guys, and he had like 80 transfers, I believe. So it's just unbelievable. Here is another one titled Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh.
Hey, hire him. He needs a job.
This is like that is a lengthy post. I don't know. Like, I don't think hiring Robert Saleh is the answer to.
No. And anybody who thinks it is a moron.
So it's just I don't know.
I mean,
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta attend to something.
You're
real
good.
Quick.
You're good.
Right back.
But I mean,
you're good, Richie.
Bottom line is there's a couple programs that are in the blender, as we call it right now. Bama, Michigan.
Well, it's just wild that how do you go from national championship potential contenders to having being able not to that's your neck being able not to complete a forward pass? Like, if you I mean, they didn't change offensive coordinators. That's what I'm saying. They didn't change.
Well, I mean, they have one now, right? Sherrone was the offense coordinator last year. They have a new one, but Sherrone's still there.
Yeah, wouldn't you think you'd be running the same offense?
He's trying to. The problem is their offensive line isn't as good. Their running backs aren't as good. And their defense isn't as good.
Yeah, Donovan Edwards stinks.
They all stink. The offensive line isn't good. The running backs aren't they missed Blake Corum, even though I was told all offseason how Donovan Edwards was the better back anyways. Their defense wasn't going to miss a beat, isn't anywhere near as good. It's still a good defense. They, like I said, they held Illinois to like 200 yards of offense.
Donovan Edwards' stat line for today was...
Yeah, he had 7 carries for 38 yards. And then Mullings had 19 carries for 87 yards.
Sounds like Mullings should have been on the cover of the video game.
Although, Donovan Edwards averaged over 5 yards a carry. He just didn't get the ball because he's not good enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I know that there's a lot wrong. The offensive line doesn't help. The fact that they can't throw a pass doesn't help. The fact that their defense is out there for 70% of the game doesn't help. But, I mean, they're just bad. They're a bad team. They're really bad. USC is bad. Minnesota's bad. They should have lost both those games.
Yeah, it's just unreal that let me add Richie back in. But it's just unreal that the offense has completely imploded like it has.
Well, there's a reason that Jim Harbaugh got out of town. One is he didn't want to deal with the NCAA, whatever was going to happen. 2 is $14 million a year. And 3 is this team was going to be bad, and he knew it. So he got the fuck out of town.
Well, I think a lot of that too, and like when Urban got up and left, they want to criticize, Herb did this, he did that, blah 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 blah. But Herb left almost everybody in place.
Well, yeah, Urban didn't take. Well, yeah, he pretty much he didn't, and that was one of his big things when he took the Jacksonville job was that he wasn't going to poach staff from Ohio State.
No,
because he cared too much about Ohio State. Where Jim Harbaugh didn't give a fuck about you, Michigan. He took everybody that was worth a damn and said, "Peace."
Well, and also on top of that, you've got like Ward Emanuel. Ward Emanuel cut his salary in half. A lot of people they kind of forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
You got Ward shenanigans. Then you have the Alex Ude situation, which not gonna dive into that detail. Just Google it and you can figure it out. And the big thing is that what after what's transpired here today, I would like to hear from said Michigan fans.
Any of those cheater up north fans in this watching live?
We got 31 people. We got 31 people watching between on YouTube and Twitter. Michigan fans, join the chat. Tell us where we're wrong. They're not very good. Tell us where we're wrong. It's the common thing. Buckeyes.
The thing is they can't tell us where we're wrong because we're not wrong. They know that. They have to know that now. You just lost to Illinois. Like that Illinois team is not good.
No.
Yeah, it's just we got. It's. I don't know. I think 7-5 is like looking like the ceiling for. Looking like the ceiling for Michigan right now. I'm going to pull up the rest of the schedule and, take a look and, you can try to talk me into some wins. Michigan State, win or loss?
Loss.
I think that's a toss-up. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, but they could win that one.
It's a coin flip. Then they have Oregon.
Loss.
Indiana.
Loss.
Northwestern.
Win.
Why do you need this baseball game on?
Why
do you need it
on? Ohio State.
Loss.
So
they have 2 potential wins on the schedule, which would put them at 6 and 6.
I mean, they could go 5. I think they can go 5 and 7.
Well, yeah, if they lose to Michigan State or Northwestern, they absolutely will go 5 and 7.
So we could be potentially looking at Michigan, and let's just say they potentially lose to Sparty. You got Northwestern and you're 6 and 6. And let's say Northwestern decides to find some offense and you lose out, you're not bowl eligible. And,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I read some of the YouTube comments, and this goes for Buckeye fans too. Folks, Indiana might be for real. And you want to clamor and say maybe not. They hung 50 on Nebraska.
On who?
Nebraska.
Say it again.
Nebraska.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure you understood who you were talking about.
But wasn't Nebraska supposed to be potentially that was going to be a top 25 matchup? Them and Ohio State. We were looking to the reunited.
I mean, Nebraska is a fringe top 25 team, but let's not act like Indiana went out and hung 50 on Oregon. Okay.
Well, they might hang 50 on Michigan.
I don't think they will because I think Michigan's defense is much better than Nebraska's, to be honest. But even if they do, again, let's not act like this year's Michigan team is like an elite team. Like Nebraska's not an elite team. I agree. Indiana's much improved. Really good team. I think that there is definitely a reason for schools such as Ohio State to take them seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not act like they're out there beating up on Texas, Bama, Oregon. Like they beat Nebraska.
Well,
okay, it's Nebraska.
All right, I'll pull up the rest of Indiana's schedule, and we'll map this thing out.
Oh, they don't play anybody. They have a real shot at going 11-1.
So Indiana's got Washington next week at home.
W.
Michigan State.
W.
Ohio State. Or sorry.
L.
Sorry.
Huh.
They have Michigan at home.
W.
Yeah.
Then they have Ohio State at the Shoe.
L.
And then they have Purdue.
Yeah, W. Like I said, they have a real shot at going 11-1, but they don't play anybody except Ohio State the rest of the year.
So but I mean, that's the Big Ten schedule they got dealt.
No, I understand that. I'm not, but all I'm saying is like, don't over exaggerate what they've done. Like they've accomplished. Like they can't change their schedule. I agree. They went out. They've won every game, but it's not like they're going out there and beating top tier opponents.
Hey, Don seems to think that Michigan quality wins. Let's count that.
Yeah, I mean Michigan doesn't have a quality win, and they won't get one.
No.
Hold on,
it's a wrap for them for this year. Let's just call it.
Their biggest win is USC, who just lost to Maryland.
Yeah.
That is a good point. You know, when you have this, Michigan is 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. They have wins over what? USC,
Fresno State, Arkansas State. They beat Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. Yeah, that's 0 quality wins. Okay, and then their next 2 wins, if they get them, are Northwestern and Michigan State, which aren't quality wins either.
So Michigan, let's just say they beat Michigan State and Northwestern.
Yeah, so they're 6-6. They make the Motor City Bowl.
They would be, 6-6, and that would put them at 500 in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. And I just want everybody that commented on our videos in the offseason and told me I was insane for saying that Michigan could go 7-5 to come back and comment again when they go 6-6.
Yeah,
because I was being nice.
Also, does anybody think it's really strange that Will Johnson got hurt today?
No, he's done.
No.
Get ready. Get ready for the draft, bro. He's doing what every Cleveland Browns player is going to do the rest of the year. Like Denzel Ward might not take another snap. The fact that Nick Chubb's coming back is just because he misses playing football, I guess. Like the season's over. You're done. You're cooked. Go ahead and get ready for the draft.
Here's some Michigan team stats that I can pull up that we can talk about. From Don M. Hey, this guy's on it here. 15-0 to 6-6.
Yeah, I think Richie nailed it on the head when he said Auburn was the closest thing to it, and that's true. They both cheated their ass off to get their national title, aka paying Cam Newton or stealing signs. Got their natty.
They didn't pay Cam Newton.
Shut the front door.
They didn't pay Cam.
They paid Cam's dad. Whatever. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care what they did. What they did is legal.
Allegedly.
Anyways, They cheated their ass off to get a natty, and then Gus Malzahn got out of
fired.
town.
So no, that was
Just
Gene,
like Harbaugh.
that
No,
was
Gene Chizik. You're right.
Gene
Chizik.
Chizik
Sorry.
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
was 6-18 that they hired from Iowa State because
because they knew he would cheat his ass off, get Cam Newton, win a title, and then he got out of town just like Harbaugh did.
Also, Gene was his offensive coordinator was Tom Herman, I believe.
At Iowa State?
Yes, that's
at Iowa State he was. I don't think he was at Auburn though.
No, not at Auburn.
Okay, yeah, he was. Yeah, he definitely was at Iowa State.
I think Malzahn was at Arkansas when all that had happened.
Probably.
Because Malzahn built a powerhouse high school football team, and then to get Mitch, you remember Mitch Mustaine, right?
I know the name. Yeah,
he was 5-star everything coming out of high school. Played at Arkansas, fired the coach, made it was a whole mess. But they hired Malzahn on at Arkansas to
get him.
Yes, to get him.
Yeah.
And just like the AAU coaches in college basketball that miraculously get assistant jobs, it's totally legal. Nothing illegal about that.
No. Nowadays, you don't even have to do that. You can just give the kid a bag of money.
Yeah, you don't even have to pay the coach to come speak at the camp. You just pay the kid directly. It's got to be a lot better.
I don't know. The coaches have to be a little pissed about it. Like, dude, that was my ticket.
Yeah, but okay. Michigan stats.
Yeah, go ahead.
Team stats.
Trash.
Michigan in passing yards. Michigan is averaging 115 yards per game. That is 132nd in the country.
Yeah, and just so you know, there's only 134 teams.
So
second to last. And the other two teams, correct me if I'm wrong, one of them's Army?
Let me pull up the full.
Okay.
Let me roll through this and then I'll pull up their specific team stats. Michigan ranks in points for. Michigan is tied for 101st at 23.5 points.
Almost cracked the top 100. That's good.
Points against, they are tied for 55th. And then they're 40th in running the ball. So
yeah. So they aren't elite at anything.
I would and I'll just condense it down to, we'll just roll this, total offense, total yards, Oregon in the Big Ten. Michigan is just ahead of UCLA and Northwestern in total yards. They are averaging 306 total yards a game. That's total yards.
Yeah, I know.
And then, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Yards per game is actually Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan is just above, again, UCLA and Northwestern. Michigan at the 306. Indiana is averaging 515 yards of total offense. Ohio State, 503 yards. And Penn State at 471. So,
and Oregon's not up there?
Oregon is right, but I just read the top three.
Okay.
Oregon is right below them.
Yeah, they had a couple games that knocked them down. Idaho and Boise State. They
458. But the fun fact is the reason why I read the top three, because they've all played 6 games. Oregon has played 7 games.
Yeah.
And Washington and Purdue has played 7 games, and Purdue is absolute horrendous on offense, and they are averaging 30 more yards per game than Michigan.
Than the cheaters up north, yeah.
So we'll just go to average passing yards per game. Indiana is there. This is probably not going to shock you. This is just the Big Ten as a whole. Michigan is ranked dead last in the Big Ten in passing yards.
Shocker.
Right.
The Iowa
Oh my God,
Hawkeyes.
how?
The Iowa Hawkeyes are above. They are averaging more passing yards per game than Michigan. But maybe this will change once we get to the yards per game and the rushing
Just
statistics.
to make it known, because I brought it up and I just pulled it up real quick. You're right. Michigan is 132nd in the country in passing yards per game at 115.
Mhm.
The two schools behind them, I was right about one. One is Army. They're averaging 92, and the other is Air Force. So two service academies that don't throw the ball are the only two schools that are worse at throwing the ball.
Hey, since you have that up, can you see what how many passes they average per game? Army and
Per game, Army.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me scroll back down. So Army has attempted 46 passes in 6 games, so less than 10 a game. That's like roughly 8 a game. Actually, less than 8. And Air Force has attempted 75 passes in 6 games, so just over 10 a game. Meanwhile, Michigan has attempted 133, so almost so more than twice as many passes as Army, and almost twice as many as Air Force.
Yeah, that's rough. Don M here. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. To give you an idea, Iowa is really bad at throwing the ball. They have been. They're 127th in the country in passing, so they're 5 spots ahead of Michigan, and they've attempted 138 passes in 6 games. So similar, but they've averaged almost 30 more yards per game.
Yeah, it's that is
And not to get too deep into this, just because I'm getting absolutely astonished by this, but did you know Oklahoma is 123rd in passing offense?
Jeez.
I bet
That is just 170 passes attempted, and they average 165 yards a game.
I thought Dylan Gabriel was not as good as Jackson Arnold.
That's what I was told.
Um,
Yeah, I can get into the weeds with stats, so let's not go too deep.
well, I just wanted to throw some.
So moral of the story, or just to summarize it, Michigan very bad at passing the football, and actually not that great at running.
No.
Between all 3 quarterbacks that they have 8 interceptions to 6 passing touchdowns. Just
That's it. Whenever the interceptions number is more than the touchdowns number, it's a bad thing, guys.
I'm trying to. Yeah, not great at keeping possession.
Definitely not.
We're just gonna look at the guy that was allegedly the savior, Mr. Jack. Yeah, Jack Tuttle. I'm trying to
37 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
Chris Winkie of the Cheaters up north.
Yeah, I mean he's literally the same age as like Cam Rising.
It hasn't. It's
and
not.
That guy's in his 27th year.
Game long. That's what I needed.
Okay. I was gonna say, what are you looking for? He's only played 2 games.
Yeah, Jack Tuttle. He was 20 of 32 for 208 yards. He got
Most of that
sacked.
came at the end of the game.
Yeah, he got
5
sacked
times. Jesus.
5 times. He completed 10 balls at Washington, so he is what?
He's 30 of 50, so he's completing 60% of his passes.
Yeah, the quarter completion percentage is 55.6.
In the first game, yeah, he's at 60% now. It went up a little bit after this game. But yeah, he's thrown 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. He's thrown for a little over 300 yards in 2 games. I mean, it's just not good. His rating's not good. His QBR is not good. There's nothing good about him other than he's not named Davis Warren or Alex Orji. Those are the 2 best attributes that he has.
Orgy, I mean, we can, go through this a little bit. Orgy, 3 of 7 versus Washington.
Pretty impressive.
He's so bad, man. We don't even have to go through it.
For 15 yards, 10 of 18 for 86, but he did throw a touchdown.
Yeah, that was his big game, man. 86 yards.
USC, 7 for 12 for 32 yards.
Yeah, man. He was slanging that day.
Ark State, we were 2 of 4 for 12 yards.
You can't even pass the ball against Arkansas State. Like, what?
Yeah, well, to be fair, Arkansas State, he didn't play much. That was the Davis Warren show. He didn't actually play until USC. Like he played some packages here and there in the first couple games, but USC was his first real game.
Fresno State, he was
maybe 1
of 2 for 3 yards. So I mean, average completion percentage is 53%.
So here's the thing that gets me, and this is we can wrap it up here in a minute on this, but I get it that you don't have a quarterback that's an elite thrower. That's fine. Don't throw the ball much. Got it. But your offense is so bad, and you have an offensive head coach. It would be one thing if Venables was running this team.
Venables, yeah. It was a defensive line coach.
Yeah, like these other teams that I see the offense struggle, I'm like, oh, they have a defensive head coach. This is an offensive head coach. He's supposed to be an offensive mind. Like, I get it, he's an O-line coach. They're not usually great coordinators, like Ed Warner. There, enough said. But they're still an offensive coach. They should understand offensive football enough to put a game plan in place that at least you can move the ball efficiently or get something or do anything well on offense. But the fact that you have an offensive head coach and your offense is one of the worst in the country, I don't know how you continue with Sherrone Moore. Like
it's looking like more like it's going to be a one and done for him. Just one and done. They'll get somebody in the offseason.
If I'm Michigan, I am calling the NCAA, like, please penalize us right now. Like, I don't want this to drag out. I want Sherrone Moore to get a show cause. I want us to have a bowl ban this season because we might not make one anyways. And let us take the penalty now.
Kind of like what Arizona State did last year and cooperated with the NCAA because they have one more win and then they're bowl eligible. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. If Ohio State had done that, Urban Meyer wins a natty his first year in Columbus, but instead they don't self-impose or what, I forget. Anyways, they don't do what they should have done, and then the bowl ban is on 2012 when they should have gone in and faced Notre Dame. And I'm a Notre Dame fan.
It still would have been a bludgeoning.
Ohio State would have fucking rocked us.
Yes.
And then they win a natty in 2012, repeat in 2014. That's what Michigan needs to do right now is call the NCAA like, yo, yeah, you caught us. What do you need? You need some hard drives? We got everything. Go ahead. Here's all the evidence. Sherrone Moore. Sherrone Moore was the guy. He was the one. Jim Harbaugh knew nothing. Sherrone Moore did it all. And get him out.
Okay, Carter, do you have your Google machine in handy reach?
I always have the Google machine ready to go.
Can you find me this stat, and then I'll read Davis Warren's illustrious stat line while you are looking this up.
Just scored.
Who did?
Tribe.
Yeah, yep. Bo Naylor, baby.
While I go through Davis Warren's illustrious record here, when was the last time a defending national champ was not bowl eligible? But while Carter is looking that up, because I can't think of any off the top of my head, the Davis Warren show started at with Fresno State. He was 10 of 15, 1 tub in a INT, and then Davis Warren was 22 of 33 for 204 against Texas, but they were behind most of the games, and he was a 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and Fresno State he threw for 118 yards because somebody in the comments will be all over that. So with that being said, the last game that it says that he started was Ark State, which I think he got yanked on that. Ark State, he was 11 of 14, but 3 picks. So that's what you're looking at. And could this be that because you can't find this stat and you're Googling it?
Hold on. Yeah, it's
I don't
it's
know
not
if
looking
this
good.
is.
I haven't found one yet, but I got one.
I don't think
have
it's-
one yet, but
I don't think it's ever could this be the first 15-0 team national champion to do something that's never ever been done in college football from a national champion?
That is a big yes.
okay, so this is did they go to a bowl game? I don't think so. So my first thought, I've gone through all the recent champions. My first thought was 2011 Auburn, but they went 8-4. They went to a bowl game.
Okay.
Next thought was 2020 LSU, because I know they weren't good after Burrow left.
Yes.
The problem is it was the COVID year. So they played 10 games. They were 5-5, so technically not bowl eligible, but might have gone to a bowl game.
Find out if they went to a bowl, because I think they did.
Let's see. Let's go back. Schedule and results. Now, they might not have gone to a bowl just because of COVID. Hold on. No, their last game was December 19th against Ole Miss. So they didn't play in a bowl game. I don't know if that means they weren't invited to one, because I know the COVID year was weird. But that would be the only other school that won a natty and then the next year didn't play in a bowl game.
Now look at this comment.
Ohio State fans might fight you
Uh,
because they really want Signetti.
yeah. See, here's the problem. The Star Wars convention guys that hang out there and ask Ryan stupid questions. Yeah. I don't think that Signetti.
He won't deal with that shit.
He will not. He will.
He'll look at him and be like, Austin Ward, Google me, bitch.
That and Scam Web, I think would.
Yeah. Oh, same with up there, yeah. Full of Captain Crunch. What?
Hey. Don't disrespect the Captain Crunch.
Hold on. Richie, I don't know if you and I have had this conversation, but I need somebody, and I hope to God, I think we have, but were you on the day me and Duke debated cereal?
Yes. I was watching, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you aren't going to back me. Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is elite.
Very elite.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
okay, good.
Yeah, I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch sucks.
Dude, you don't even know what it is.
Toast Crunch in like 15 years,
it sucks. It's not the best cereal ever made.
It's the best cereal out.
It is the best cereal.
Overrated. It's like Apple Jacks. Overrated.
What?
What do you like? You like brand? What is it? Raisin
Bran? Yeah, you a Raisin Bran guy?
No.
1 scoop of raisins in every bowl.
Or you like Fruit Loops?
No. Don't do it, Richie. Don't do it.
Okay.
Eating some Fruit Loops at the Diddy party, huh, Duke?
Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
But back to what I'm saying is
Yes.
I don't think Signetti's going to leave Indiana.
I don't think
Georgia's up 17-0. Damn. But
Jeez.
yeah, I don't know if Signetti will. I think Signetti would for the right opportunity, and I think that right opportunity is somewhere like Ohio State.
So, okay,
but that's not going to be open. So
this will be the last thing, and then we'll wrap this up. Oh, here's this. Yeah, that's this is the fallout of everything that's happened up there. And for the people that say, you want to hate Justin Spiro, you want to hate Barton, you want to hate all those guys. But I'm just saying at some point you're going to have to come to terms with this. And
it doesn't matter if it's actually the reason they suck. Everybody's going to say it's the reason. And you brought this on yourself. So own it, accept it,
Karma's a
move
bitch.
on.
All I can say is karma's a bitch.
Stop.
Yeah. So, okay, this is my last thing. So if you are, and this goes back to the conversation that me and you had, Carter, about the Florida job, because if you look at all the coaches that Florida got rid of, it was kind of hard for them to get Billy to go there. And then you have this is the last thing, we'll wrap this up, but when it comes to the Michigan job here, the way Ward Manuel treated Jim Harbaugh throughout the entire tenure, and Ward Manuel is still the athletic director, not to mention all the other stuff that went on with hockey, that went on with Juwan Howard, those things are out there. You can look it up, say we're lying or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're a young and upcoming coach, do you even entertain hearing anything they have to say after they give Sherrone Moore $5 million? He's kind of at the mid-tier pay wise for Big Ten coaches at this point, and I don't think that we have breached the whole issue here, because I don't think they treated Harbaugh very well at all the entire time he was at Michigan. So that's why Jim went out the door with double birds.
I'll let Richie go first on this. Hold on. I have thoughts.
Go ahead, Rich. You're up.
I don't blame Harbaugh for leaving. The way he was, from what you're saying, how he was treated up there. Yeah. Double birds. I'm out of here. I'm going back to the NFL. Screw you guys. I got the natty. I'm done.
And yeah,
can't blame him. Can't blame him. I mean, yeah, if your employer.
No, I don't blame Harbaugh.
And
but go ahead.
And Todd here brings up a really good point, because this was also glossed over. I believe it was a kid on the basketball team wrecked Ward Emanuel's wife's car. Why was he driving that car?
Yeah, I mean that's weird. I honestly don't care.
Yeah,
like, it's whatever. It's weird though. But first thing I'll say about all of that, and I'm not giving Ward Manuel a pass at all. They didn't treat Jim Harbaugh that bad. Like
he cut his pay in half.
When? You're paid to do one thing.
Yeah,
like,
but if
you're lucky. You're lucky I didn't fire you.
Well, why wouldn't you just fire him instead of embarrassing him, and everybody knows because they're a state university?
I'm pretty sure they told him go find a job, and he went and took every NFL job interview he could and couldn't get one. I'm pretty sure they told him to.
The Minnesota thing was after
no, I
the
know,
Stallion
but every
stuff.
year. I know Minnesota was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was. But I'm saying every offseason from like 2019 on, he interviewed with NFL jobs. And I mean,
nobody could take the chance because the track record wasn't there. And then
Well, exactly. And so
and-
they told him, go find a job. He couldn't. He came back and said, I want to fix this. And they said, okay, well, we'll pay you half. And he said, okay. Like, I don't blame him for that. Like, what do you mean? Produce on the field if you want your full salary. Why am I paying you $10 million to go 8-4 every year and lose to Ohio State?
well, it's, see, to me, when you sign a contract and you say you're going to pay me X amount of dollars, there's not going to be a demotion in that contract, in my opinion.
But if I come to you and I say, hey, I paid you X amount of dollars to produce X result, you haven't. I would like to offer you the opportunity for half the amount I'm paying you, or we can just part ways.
Right.
So
and I leave it up to you. Do you want to go out as the Michigan man who was a hero, who came back to save the program, and we fired you because you suck and you are 1-8 against our rivals? Or do you want to take half the pay for a couple years, see if you can fix it, and if you do, we'll fix it. We'll reinstate your pay.
Yeah.
We'll get it better.
And Todd here's right. Yeah, they were about to fire that. I think they were going to fire Harbaugh COVID year.
That's what I'm saying. They were going to fire him, and they offered him half pay instead of being fired, and he took it. I don't think that's it. Honestly, ask Jim Tressel if he would have rather taken half pay to not be fired. I guarantee he would have.
Okay,
so anything,
we're talking about
right.
We're talking about two different things here.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, if anything, I feel like Michigan did right by him by cutting his pay in half instead of just firing his ass.
But they didn't increase the staff pool. Where'd the extra money go?
Fucking, I don't know, pay for rowing or something. Who cares?
That's my thing. Okay, if you're the AD and you come to me and say, "Hey, we're gonna cut your pay in half," and I'm like, "Okay, you're gonna cut my pay in half. I haven't been performing." Well, I've had bad assistants. Are you going to at least reinvest the money that
my next comment to you is, well, why haven't you brought that up? If our assistant pool wasn't high enough, why didn't you tell me that? Because you told me you could win with the assistant pool we had. Right. So why do I need to add to it?
Yeah, that is a fair point for that being made. But I mean, I think that Jim Harbaugh and the Ward Emanuel thing, there is bad blood there, and I don't think it's ever going to get reconciled.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I don't think they really treated him poorly. He just should have performed better. And
I think
when he did,
he maybe
got treated appropriately.
Maybe not treated poorly, but embarrassed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Yeah.
So, and I think one thing has to do with the other, and then that's that.
Yep.
Before we wrap, Richie, you got anything to add to that?
Nah, I agree with Carter on that one.
All right. Well, we got 55 people in here. Thanks for everybody tuning in tonight. We are Monday through Friday. Normally go about 7:30. So, it's one of those things we do. We talk a lot of college football on Mondays and Wednesdays. It's normally me and Carter talking national landscape, and we have a Notre Dame segment in there covering more of the Midwest teams. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, me and Richie do mostly national landscape and cover some of the things that me and Carter didn't get to. And then Fridays are a little bit of a wild card. You never know what you're going to get on Friday. It's normally a group of 5 teams and everything like that. And for everybody watching tonight, we normally do these Saturday shows, either early around 3:30 or right before the night games are kicking off. So thanks for everybody watching. Hit the like and subscribe button to help us grow this channel. We're trying to get it out there to more people. So, be a friend, tell a friend. And that's all I got for tonight. You guys got anything to add?
Nope. I think that's good, man.
What's the score of the Browns game tomorrow?
They should just
24-17 Browns.
I think 34-3 the Cincinnati Bengals.
Joe Burrow can't beat
Joe
Cleveland. That's
Joe
all you need
Burrow-
to know.
Okay. All right.
Joey B gets the win.
We're ending
Nope.
the show while we're young because this debate will never, ever
Hey.
get resolved.
Baker.
And Tampa wins Monday night. That's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
Baker's
Cross
going to
my
get that
fingers.
dub Monday.
I'm
Hopefully.
hoping.
Yep.
Hopefully, Russ gets sick so he can't play, so he can play Fields. But all right, with that being said, everybody have a good evening and happy football Saturday, happy football Sunday. Everybody be safe out there.
I agree with this.